strike.
Robot umps are coming to Major League Baseball sooner than later. They're not actually robots. It's a series of cameras and AI, and they never miss a call. The system is being used at Dell Diamond right now. Check this out.
Banged into the left center field gap. They will not get to that one. Here comes Hernandez.
Baseball is about to take a giant tech leap into the future. When it comes to bad calls, the umpires usually get
all of it from everybody, in the stands, on the field, in the dugouts, from the on-field, TV viewers. They get it from every which way.
But the days of yelling at the ump for a missed call may soon be over. Major League Baseball is testing out new technology at minor league ballparks like Dell Diamond. It's called the Automated Ball Strike System, or ABS, but its nickname is the Robot Ump.
So we have 8 total cameras. You'll see them here on the third base side. We have 3 cameras that run along here, 2 there above high home. We have 2 more here on the first base side, and obviously the all-important one here is in center field, there above the 407 mark.
Before the batter even steps into the box, the system knows his height. Then the 8 cameras track his every motion. The system is always watching and tracking. They've got a strike zone from about mid-chest to the top of the knees, and there's a strike box, a digital box, that tracks the strikes, and anything out of it is a ball. It works like the Hawkeye system. Professional tennis has been using it for years.
So just like if you're watching Wimbledon and they ever question a call, it'll take it there and know exactly where that ball was. And so that's what this system does. And there's a speaker in the ear of the umpire that tells them every pitch, ball or strike.
It's super precise.
Round Rock Express catcher Matt Watley has mixed feelings about the new technology.
As a hitter, I like it. As a defender, for my job, I'm not the biggest fan of it.
He says it takes away the art of catching and managing a game through glove movement to make a ball look like a strike. But with this technology, there are no gray areas.
With no ABS, you're trying to just, trick people. Trick the umpire, because that's the art of it. But with ABS, there's really none of that. Feels like it's almost too accurate, if that makes sense.
Now during weekend games, each team gets 3 chances to challenge the call.
Fans have liked it. They don't know what's going on half the time. I think the challenge game stuff, they enjoy to kind of see that, and they love seeing the ABS on the screen as well. That was a ball, Blue. I can't believe you called that. Now you can look for the screen and see it. So I think it's all moving in the right direction.
The Robot Ump will be a game changer. If you just stole that sign, just this week, Major League Baseball announced the ABS system will not be called up to the big leagues in 2024. They want to work out some of the bugs, and they still need to better define that digital strike zone box. It may be hard to believe, but sometimes doctors will rehearse a surgery on things like a bell pepper, mainly because it does an okay job of mimicking skin. But Texas-born Lazarus 3D thought there must be a better way. So they developed a system to transform patient imaging into 3D printed organs, so surgeons can rehearse with confidence and practice on an exact replica of the patient's tumor or cyst on their liver, lungs, or heart. Check this out. Texas-born Lazarus 3D is using the latest 3D printing technology and cutting-edge materials to change the way doctors rehearse delicate and complicated surgeries.
And this is, their tumor. So what we did is we took that data and created a pre-sure model for it.
Dr. Smriti Zandeveld is the co-founder and president of Lazarus 3D. She says her team came up with this new technology after a shuttle bus ride at the Texas Medical Center in Houston.
So I was talking to a surgeon one day, and he told me that he had been practicing on a bell pepper. And I was like, you're kidding, right?
She thought there had to be a better way.
With soft tissue, this was not being addressed because the technology did not exist. So this is why it's revolutionary. We built that technology.
They built pre-sure, which stands for preoperative surgical rehearsal. They use MRIs and CT scans to build an exact soft tissue replica of the patient's organ with the tumor or tissue that needs to be operated on, so a doctor can rehearse cut for cut before surgery.
This is a kidney, as you may recognize, of a patient with kidney cancer. So we built this pre-sure model for that patient where the surgeon was basically using it to first assess the anatomy, assess the critical structures that are surrounding the tumor.
The models even bleed and have tension like real organs, giving doctors a lifelike feel. The pre-shear model and the doctor's rehearsal is on the left. The actual surgery is on the right. The practice and the procedure look almost identical.
This is a tumor here on this patient's rib.
Thoracic surgeon Dr. Rachel Medberry has not used pre-shear yet, but says it could be a game changer for pre-op rehearsal.
In my case, if I'm dealing with a large tumor either in the lung or near the heart or the chest wall, the ability to practice ahead of time to know what I can and can't get away with safely in the operating room would be huge.
Pre-shear got FDA approval in 2021 for kidney, prostate, and bladder surgery. Now they have approval to build 3D models for the heart, lungs, and brain.
We want to drive efficiency and reducing errors, optimizing care with patients that are undergoing very complex surgeries, for brain conditions, complex brain tumors, aneurysms, as well as congenital heart conditions.
Dr. Zanavel believes this technology can improve surgical outcomes, reduce complications, shorten hospital stays, and reduce costs. The company's name is inspired by the biblical story of Lazarus, who was resurrected by Jesus after being dead for 4 days. The company hopes that its technology will help surgeons perform miracles and bring new life to their patients. Next week on Tech This Out, we'll be looking at a revolutionary shoulder implant surgery being performed right here in Austin. The patient I talked with was back on the golf course in about 8 weeks. From music to rare medicine. Sounds like a big leap, but the biotech ecosystem is growing in Austin. Now a local musician who says he used to fall asleep in science class is writing a cutting-edge symphony with the latest science and technology to find therapeutics to save his daughter's life. He's looking to cure a rose. Check this out. From studios to stages worldwide, Casey McPherson is a rock star. As the front man for Alpha Rev, his passion was always writing and performing music.
And primarily because music spoke to people. It spoke to me. It always seemed to create some sort of healing with the right notes and the right melodies.
But at the height of his career, all the right notes and melodies couldn't soothe his soul. When he found out his second daughter, Rose, got a devastating diagnosis from the neurologist.
He says, Casey, your daughter has a rare genetic disease. There's no cure. There's nothing we can do. Good luck. And it felt like a death sentence.
Rose has H2.
It's a mutation in the HNRNPH2 gene. It took me like a month to memorize that sequence of letters. Her brain looks just the same, but her neurons aren't developing like they would through, into adulthood.
She initially learned how to say mom, dad, and outside, then lost all language.
In many ways, it's like having a forever infant.
Casey quickly realized Big Pharma and the medical system didn't see a profit in developing a drug for his daughter's rare disease because the market is so small.
With Rose's disease, there's only currently 100 diagnosed.
So Casey knew it would be up to him to find a therapeutic for Rose.
During the pandemic, I Zoomed with hundreds of biotech executives, academics, universities, foundations, and began to learn drug development.
He started the To Cure a Rose Foundation and Everloom Bio. Now Casey is partnering with companies like NeuroX1.
Our goal is to beat out these big pharma companies and kind of disrupt the way that things are done, and we don't want to lose. We want to win.
By tapping into the latest technologies like AI and machine learning to quickly find new therapeutics.
Right now we're only limited by a couple algorithms that we have to refine, but we can screen all the existing FDA compounds in a day or two, which is pretty remarkable.
You can literally go from diagnosis to treatment in a year. We have to do one more experiment, but we're this close to proof of concept, what's called an oligonucleotide, an ASO for Rose's disease. In mice, that's allowing mice to talk again, to walk more normally, so it's creating some regression in the disease.
He may not be playing to sold-out stadiums anymore, but he gets to sing to Rose every night.
It's become better than playing in front of 50,000 people. I get to play with her. I always loved affecting people's lives with music. Now I see of saving lives with genetic medicine, especially my daughter's.
Casey composed a song and was singing at Riverbend Church tonight for the Good Friday service. If you would like to learn more about his mission, go to tocurearose.org. He's trying to raise the next round of funding so he can do more testing and get drug approval to be able to use the therapeutic to save his daughter's life. Personal robots are coming sooner than you think, and one Austin company is leading the way. Aptronic says it's working on robots right now that will be smarter, stronger, and cheaper to make and have the ability to change everything we do. Check this out. The future of humanoid robots is being developed right here in Austin at a company called Aptronic.
So this is where we're testing our latest prototypes. So the robot you see here is a test bed basically to learn about how to walk and move in a humanoid robot.
And this robot, QDH, which stands for Quick Development Humanoid, is not pre-programmed. It's reacting to its environment.
It's basically has a sensor in its chest that tells it where it's at in space, and then it's controlling its orientation to stay up, but it's doing all that on the fly.
Jeff Cardenas is the CEO of Aptronic.
Our goal is to bring forth the next generation of robots. We call them general purpose robots, and they're going to totally change the way that we live and work.
Instead of doing just one repetitive task, these robots will be doing hundreds of different tasks, maybe even some laundry, yard work, and have dinner ready for you when you come home.
All right, thank you.
They can reactively adapt and respond to what's going on around them. And now they can be used across a whole range of new tasks and activities. The exciting thing about these general purpose robots is they're a software update away from a new behavior or a new functionality.
Aptronic evolved out of the Human-Centered Robotics Lab at the University of Texas. And the team worked on groundbreaking projects such as NASA's Valkyrie humanoid robot.
So today we're one of the few places on Earth that had this level of technical sophistication and capability.
Nick Payne is the Chief Technology Officer. He says they build all the systems in-house, a full stack program.
So that means we're designing the motors, the electronics, the software, everything that kind of builds on top of each other.
And so now we are at this exciting point where the robots are getting good enough. We can produce them robustly. They're becoming much more affordable and becoming much more capable.
Aptronic is about to have a big announcement soon in conjunction with NASA about its latest project called Apollo.
We're at the beginning of an exciting inflection point.
And Austin is at the heart of this operation.
We believe that Austin is the place to build this kind of company. So, what Austin really represents is the intersection between sort of the arts and technology.
As this brave new world takes shape, Cardenas has a bold prediction.
One day I believe there's going to be a robot in every home. That seemed like a crazy idea to say right now, but back in the 90s it seemed like a crazy idea to say one day there was going to be a computer in every home.